Oh my God, you guys come and sit down and shut the door. We got to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Have y'all heard what's going on there? Oh my God, listen. I know what you're saying. Unc is down bad. At the very least, he looks creepy AF. At the very worst, baby, he's on some Diddy time. Regardless of who you believe, one person that is literally regretting all his choices and is open to settling. Y'all, they are saying that Shannon Sharpe is now eating his words, eating a piece of humble pie, and he is reaching out to that girl because he wants to settle. That's right, Shannon. He is cheaper to keep her. On top of that, that girl, that little girl had you wrapped around her finger, so you know 150%. You're going to be right back over there once you pay her that 20 million. Once a trick, always a trick. I'm just saying, don't blame me. That's like Proverbs. Anyway, so what's going on? And how's it happening? A lot of industry insiders looked at Shannon's legal strategy and they said two things. One, your lawyer's an idiot. Even in the best of times, this was very, very stupid. Two, baby, you are not Jay-Z. Three, Disney is not writing out for you the way that they wrote out for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like Shannon, listen, and this ain't disrespecting Shannon. Unc has built a lot, but come on now. There's all this evidence. You have her on text being like, no means no. Now, here's the thing. Some people are trying, so Shannon has all his media people trying to put out feelers for why that girl should settle. Tony Busby is like, F it, we're taking it to court. Even though I'm telling you, Shannon don't got as much money as Tony Busby thinks he does. They should have waited till after he got that contract, then sued him. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, like Shannon, he has at the end of the day, like Shannon, he's like, okay, um, with that girl. Sorry, I lost track of time. Let me get to my point. With Shannon, at first he was like, yo, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this. But now it seems like people are like, you need to settle. If you settle, it is still early enough to pay her to go away. And you could be like, this is lies. I will never. And then you just keep it kind of straight and narrow. Shannon, if you can do that, right? But how's he getting that out? Tony Bennett's doesn't want to settle. They're saying that little girl does want to settle. So they're trying to put out through media outlets how Busby is conning her by taking her to court because she'll never get close to that 10 million. Now, let me say this, right? DJ Vlad, I know. DJ Vlad, actually, people are saying he made an interesting point. I actually think that this is them trying to get the narrative out so that those people can literally they can get the okay like, yo, you need to come and settle with me. So here's what was actually said about Shannon Sharpe, because what do y'all think? Read this and then I'm gonna give y'all my opinion. Actually, what am I saying? Read this. I'll read it. To me, the strangest thing about the Shannon Sharpe R case is her turning down his 10 million settlement offer. Tony Busby would have gotten 30% of that, and she would have received 7 million tax free. If you put that in a 5% interest account, you would make $350K a year for the rest of your life without ever touching the 7 million. Instead, she's choosing to take it to court. This will take 1 to 3 years. She has a good chance of losing in court because Shannon is going to outspend her in legal costs. If she wins, the jury might award her less than 10 million. Shannon will protest that amount, which could drive the payment even further, drive it down even further. And if he loses, he'll appeal. It'll take another 1 to 2 years to get that back in court. And he might win the appeal, which would be another chance for her to get nothing. That's a potential delay of 5 years with a strong chance of getting nothing except a 10 million up front. Makes no financial sense. Now, I know what you're saying. DJ Vlad, he's been accused of being a racist culture vulture. But what do y'all think about his opinion on how Busby is legally moving? Is there any truth to it? I talked to a bunch of legal experts, and this is also my opinion. Yes and no. See, here's the thing. Vlad is notoriously bad with numbers. Remember when he tried to tell us that he couldn't pay Marlon Wayans, whatever it is, because he couldn't make it up in the numbers? Okay, you only know what you don't know. But my sources are telling me that Vlad and all these people saying how, oh, it's smart, she should have settled. They're trying to push her into not taking a trial, settling, so Shannon can make this whole thing go away like it never happened. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is a very ingenious plan, but I feel like all the men suggesting this are forgetting one key thing. See, that would make sense if she really was just out for a payday. And it would also, and I'm not saying that victims can't settle, but if she was only out for a payday, if she wanted that money as quick as possible, if she wanted to flex with that money, I could see her being like, all right, give me the 7 million down. It's cool. I'll put it in an interest bearing account. But, however, the one thing that all the men in the situation are overlooking is, what if Shannon really did grape her? What if what she said happened? What if they always had a uber spicy life and now Shannon, he went overboard? What if it wasn't really a setup? See, that's the one thing that everybody's missing. What if she really wants to humiliate him and destroy his career? And anyway, even if you don't believe he raped her, and who knows, because it is a Tony Busby case, and I'll be serious, ever since we saw the way he handled that with Jay-Z, and the way he had no proof, and the way he withdrew from a bunch of Diddy cases, man, I don't believe anything Busby says without proof. Sorry. If it's Douglas Wigner, okay. If it's Tyrone Blackburn, absolutely. Tony Busby, right? But getting back to this, even if you wanted the money and you're going to take it, it's like, what if she's just mad you cheated on her? What if she wants to destroy you? What if she doesn't like you? Now, I know what y'all saying. So what, dummy, Shannon? That's what you get, and that is 100% true. But there's a lot of moving parts, and all these people saying, oh, it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't she just settle? Because at the end of the day, she wants him to be publicly punished, and she wants him to lose everything he has. Again, it makes sense if she actually was victimized. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they're saying that Shannon is begging for anyone to get through and reach that girl so they can maybe be like, okay, how about if we do $15 million cash? How about if we do $20 million? I'll keep you out of it. You keep me out of it. Let's go. But Shannon is so turned out. He gonna be there next month. I'm telling you, Shannon give me those vibes. But also, you know it's desperation because they're grasping at straws. She has text messages. She has a video, one that Shannon is furiously trying to get in front of. But also, let's think about the way they are now trying to do the Jay-Z ploy and implicate Busby. However, with the Busby stuff and Jay-Z had a much stronger case. Do you know what Shannon's saying? Why this is all a setup? Because this girl, who's an OnlyFans model that regularly dates ball players, athletes, and all this other stuff, took trips to Houston. And because she was in Houston, she must have been meeting with Tony Busby. Why else would an OnlyFans model that is fetishized by athletes, why else would she be in Houston? Like Shannon, he really didn't think this out. Busby went ahead and pulled out. I will say one thing, I think an angle everybody is missing is, I think Busby is using that girl also. Just hear me out. I feel like after Jay-Z, Tony Busby's reputation was in the toilet. It's still in the toilet. He was exposed as not having any receipts and talking big and bad, but not having anything to back it up, and also being legally sloppy. You were smart enough to get that 19-year-old girl to come to you, but she's 19. She don't know any better, right? Or maybe she do. You could have easily settled. But the thing is with Tony Busby, he needed to rehab his image. He needed a win. How would he get that win? Because again, myself and a lot of people are like, oh, please, you don't count. What are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? In his first case post Jay-Z, not only does he have all the cards, he has all the receipts, and it's a slam dunk case. So next time Tony Busby says, ring-a-ding-ding, I'd like to talk to you, let's enter into settlement, everybody is going to run flocking. Because Shannon Sharpe has single-handedly breathed life into Tony Busby's legal reputation. Damn. Again, I think that girl's using him, and I think if someone can get close to that girl and let her know the way Tony Busby is not the hero y'all think he is, he's just not, right? But if everybody can get into that girl's head, and I think that's Shannon's point, I think he thinks he can pull her away from Tony Busby. But that said, we don't have to wait to see where it goes, because I will say one thing, that girl is not happy with just money. She wants more, and it leads me to believe that Shannon did exactly what he said that she could, because there is a good chance she's not even going to get $10 million. But I don't think it's about the money. I don't think it's or. I think it's an and. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.